All right, we're back. Episode 24. You might have thought we
Kobe.
skipped. You might have thought we skipped some weeks, but I was actually just timing it up. So episode 25 came out right around Christmas. Episode
True.
25 will maybe drop December 25th. It'll probably drop earlier.
It's
But it
true.
works out nice. We'll recap the Browns game this week, but we got the bigger story is the Bears rematching against the Packers this Saturday. Get back, hopefully at home at Soldier Field under the lights. We got some stadium news. We got a nice little would you rather talking playoffs.
Ooh, okay.
But not too much else. Graham has something for me towards the end that we'll get to. But
I think it'll be fun. Yeah, it'll be a cool little topic.
Yeah. We'll start with the Browns game. Bears won 31-3.
They went Abe Lincoln mode.
What's Abe Lincoln mode?
They won by 4 scores and set up our biggest game in 7 years.
That's fire. You got to tweet that. That's pretty good.
That'll be tweeted. Where will that be tweeted at, Michael?
That'll be tweeted at, if you can read on your screen. If you're only watching on YouTube, maybe you're watching on Netflix. Who knows?
Ooh, facts.
X/Graham Small 08. Graham like cracker.
Like crack.
Yeah, Bears won 31-3. It was. I mean, I don't know if I talked to you about this, but I was talking to a couple people the night before the game, and not to toot my own horn, but I had a pretty good read on the game. We were playing against a rookie quarterback, and earlier this season we sort of not played down to bad teams, but we didn't really win in commanding ways. We definitely let teams hang in there, but we were still like playing better football. Now we're at the point where oh geez, so I just picked up some pot roast.
Hashtag soundboard Mike, if you know, you know.
Yeah. Now we're at the point where that actually reminds me, I found a website that has like good. I'm gonna pull that up just so it's on deck, so I have it. I found a website that has good. It's got good sounds. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I totally agree with what you're saying about we like needed scores to beat the Giants, and like last second scores to beat who? Like 4 bad teams.
Yeah. Earlier in the season, we obviously like hadn't really established what our identity was and couldn't pull away from teams that we should be beating. And we're now at the point where honestly, it happened a lot quicker than I thought. I didn't think we'd be, at this point in year 1 under Ben Johnson, but we are at that point now where, we're a good football team. When you come up against squads that are, they're out of the playoff race, and just aren't having good years, those are teams you beat up on. And you win convincingly, and the Bears are just that. You were going up against rookie and Shedeur Sanders, and we've played a lot of inexperienced or like pretty poor quarterbacks throughout this season, and we've made life difficult for them in every game. The same was true this weekend with Shedeur.
Wait. Poor quarterback, Shedeur Sanders.
Okay,
he's not better than Caleb. Like, I mean.
Some would say Shedeur.
Some would say he's better than Caleb.
I am not one of those people. Okay. Although, I mean, we can get into it. I'm still a believer in Shedeur, but as far as we've faced some pretty poor and inexperienced quarterbacks, and Dennis Allen, while it's not the perfect defensive scheme, I think it can be exploited by better quarterbacks, mainly because of from a roster standpoint, we don't necessarily have the personnel to perfectly execute some of the concepts that we're going for. But against, rookies, guys who haven't seen a ton of looks yet in this league, it causes them a lot of trouble. Spencer Rattler. Who did we play? I guess Joe Flacco's not one of those guys, but Rattler, Dart.
You're avoiding some guy that's a rookie first year quarterback that played decent against us.
JJ, yeah. Well,
JJ,
bro, in his second game did not play as well, and even in his first, he didn't have a good game until the fourth quarter. But yeah, so Dennis Allen's scheme is particularly difficult against for guys who haven't seen a ton of looks, and for coaches who don't know how to really scheme well against it. And we saw that in full effect on Sunday. 3 turnovers. DeMarco Jackson, defensive player of the week. He had a
Should have
sack,
been
an
4
interception.
turnovers.
Should have been 4, but somehow a forward progress call got called on that, which is just insane.
Which I would love to like at Pablo Torre on this. Like, there's been a suspicious amount of really egregious calls that kind of promote a game staying within 2 scores.
Mm-hmm.
So look into that, because
Interesting.
The viewership difference between a 2-score game and a 3-score game is like the biggest variable like change. Like, it changes by like 3 magnitude versus like a 1-score game to a 2-score game to a tied game is pretty much like, you know, not that much different. But when it goes to a 3-score game, people are just like, fuck off. So interesting. Just, you know.
Yeah. So defense looked good. Jalen Johnson I believe that was his first interception on the year. No, did he have one against Cincinnati? Was he even playing?
Dude, I don't think he played outside of, I mean, he played a little bit last week against the Packers, but he played like week 2, and then he played like
against Detroit,
a little bit against the he got it.
It was on the snap count against the Eagles, right?
Yeah. He got injured, and it wasn't, he like didn't re-injure his injury. He injured his groin, and before it was like an ankle or something, right?
It was, he had a groin going into the season and then injured his abdomen.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, he got his first.
Suggest that he's front chain dominant.
I didn't catch what you said.
Might suggest that he's front chain dominant.
I don't know what that means.
So chew on that one.
Is this a knees over toes thing?
This is knees over toes go-to method.
Yeah, I mean, Jalen got a pick on what was like honestly one of Shedur's better throws.
It was his best throw, not even close, of the game.
Yes, yeah. Which like I saw some Browns fans on Twitter who were like, trying to like give Shedur credit for the game he played, because the interception he threw was a good ball, even though he threw like 2 bad picks and had a terrible game and like 1 first down until the second half. I saw another tweet like by DVOA. It was one of the worst offensive performances of the last like 30 years. So, and that, I mean, the Browns, I mean, they were playing the Titans the week before, but their offense looked competent. So I do give a lot of credit to the Bears defense for that performance. I think it was one of their better showings, and it was nice to see sort of the secondary play well, even without Kyler and Tremaine Edmonds, who are missing time. But hopefully we'll get Tremaine back this week.
One more quick note on Shedur. Very good athlete in college, very fun player to watch in college. I never thought he looked like small or anything, but like watching him come out next to Caleb drive after drive, like he looked small and weak and less athletic. It was just like kind of insane. It was kind of like I don't know, like his ball, especially in the wind, I feel like his balls didn't look as nice. I don't know.
I had an interesting conversation with Tate at work because he's a Browns fan.
Oh, this Tate guy.
But, okay, so he's a Browns fan. So I was asking him about Shedur.
I believe he's another fan as well.
I don't know if you would agree with this, but I think that Shedur, play style wise, as far as some of the stuff that they struggle with, is very similar, even on like a career path trajectory, to Caleb Williams. I don't know if you share that, or you need me to elaborate a little bit more.
I mean, I could kind of see it. I just don't think that he has like a go fuck yourself arm. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have that like get out of jail free card, in which he kind of needs if he's going to be playing as recklessly as he is. And also, I mean, this is like intangible, but he just doesn't have like the quarterback soul. Like he just doesn't. Like, I mean, that's the one thing that I come back to with him. He's talented as hell, and he's a fun player, but like he's just not gonna want to be a quarterback bad enough, in my opinion, to like do the things that it needs to win a locker room and win games. Like, I don't know.
I could agree with you on that. I honestly don't like. From an outside perspective, it's really easy to think that. I don't really know what he's
That's
like
true.
in the locker room.
Except for when he's doing an interview and he doesn't talk, because that was
that was pretty funny. But I think as far as the problems of it, so obviously very productive in college, not as productive as Caleb, but you sort of saw like the
Caleb won Heisman.
yeah, yeah, but Shedeur still had games where he wowed you, was elusive,
Absolutely. Oh
accurate,
yeah.
displayed
He
arm
was the
strength.
most. He was probably the most fun quarterback to watch that year, and that was Cam Ward too. Like he
Yeah.
was probably more fun.
So and now as he comes to the NFL, is on a team that is not uh, from a roster standpoint could support a rookie quarterback offensively. Like I think they drafted really
Questionable.
well. I really like Quinshon. I
Mm-hmm.
really like Harold Fannin. The
Mason Graham.
receivers outside of that aren't great, but again, like could have gone into a situation and produced, but you know,
You think
just
Stefanski sucks?
I think Stefanski is not the guy for Shadur Sanders.
Maybe. He's not Eberflus though. Like
100%. He's not Eberflus, but I think it's still part of the problem. I think going to an organization that is not ready to handle a guy like we were, I don't think like I think just having Eberflus and then drafting Caleb just showed like as an organization you weren't ready to like have a rookie quarterback. Obviously we've righted those wrongs, but the same goes with the Browns where it's like you have Stefanski who's not bad, but the problem was you drafted Dylan Gabriel and then drafted Shadur and then started Joe Flacco. So there was obviously some disconnect
with
between
Kenny Pickett on your depth
what you
chart too.
yeah, there really was no sort of buy-in into your guy that you hope to at some point like lead your franchise. Um,
Sure.
and then
That's
on
true.
the actual football field, Shadur, like Caleb, has a tendency to extend plays. Um, and behind an offensive line that can't protect you as very well. And Shadur had the same problem in college, sort of had that tendency to bail on the pocket and evade because he was playing behind a bad offensive line. That stuff still translated to the NFL. He can't do it at the level he did in college because you're playing against NFL defenders, but is still flashing, is still, is relatively accurate. I haven't watched it. I mean, there just isn't enough tape on Shadur yet to really know. Against the Bears, he had some nice
That's true
downfield
too.
throws, but missed a lot underneath as well. So flashes, big playability, um, and enough arm talent. Caleb blows it out of the water, but enough arm talent from Shadur to like be a good quarterback. I I think out of his class, there's a good chance he could become the number one guy if the Browns somehow right the ship. I don't put a lot of
Oh, I
faith in
think
him
he.
to do that.
I mean, if I'm the Browns, he's the only guy that's worth investing in. Dylan Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel played 12 years in college, and he never looked like a guy that was going to be an NFL starter. And he's not. He doesn't have size. He doesn't have anything. Like I liked him at Oregon, but like, dude, what are we doing? Like the dude
Yep.
played in six. He played in 6 conferences in college. People
Yeah.
don't realize that. He played in 6 different conferences, 3 different teams, but pretty crazy.
So I liked I left that game thinking it was a rough outing for Shador, but this is all from a Brown standpoint. That it was a rough outing for Shador, but still a lot to look forward to. And it's obviously like the season's over, so you sort of just roll with the punches and
Yeah.
get to next year. But if it's
Honestly,
if it tells you anything, it's that Stefanski is probably not the guy going forward.
I mean, yeah, I agree. I don't think that like the hard part about coaches is that like you can only be sure of like a top 10-ish guy. Stefanski is 4,000%, at least in my opinion, a top 32 head coach in the NFL. Like
I completely
alive
agree.
right now. Like
Yes.
even including like the offensive coordinators to be right now, even including college coaches right now. Like I think that he is worthy of an NFL job. Like not in terms of like maybe, like a guy in 10 years from now, but just right now today, he's one of the 32 best men alive to be an NFL football coach. That's what I would say.
I think for NFL specifically and
Yes.
head coach, yeah, I
Yeah.
would agree. I think had he gone anywhere else, it's just I don't know. It's especially tough judging head coaches for the Cleveland Browns because they just
Yeah.
seem to never do anything right. It's hard to know
Seems
what they would
similar.
do, but
Yeah.
like, I mean, I believe Stefanski had Baker for a year and then they let Baker go. So again, it's just like there's just so much.
If they kept Baker in Cleveland, like they would have probably been a playoff team They would have been like comparable to the Bengals, honestly. Baker's not Joe Burrow, not even close, but like they also don't have Myles Garrett in Cincinnati. So it's like
Mhm.
I'm sure if they would have just rode that out instead of paying a fucking creep $200 million guaranteed, $250 million guaranteed, something like that. Like, yeah, they probably would have been in an okay spot. So it's like, I don't know. Stefanski, I don't even know how he gets out of bed with that team. Like that would suck.
Yeah, I just don't see that being a long-term option in the future. I think the Browns are a team to watch going forwards for sure.
Kyle
I think
Shanahan was in Cleveland and couldn't make it work.
yeah. But I do if I was a Browns fan, I would this feels like one of the best times to be a Browns fan since, they won that playoff game in Pittsburgh, which isn't that long
It's
ago,
like
but it's like the only other
it's like
moment where it
the
was fun.
best time to be Polish in the 1930s.
Yeah. Um, but from a Bear standpoint, offensively, Caleb, I mean, maybe his best game of the year outside of like Cincinnati was really
They're the
good.
highest highs for sure. I mean, he made some are claiming the best throw a Bears quarterback has ever made.
I will stand. I'll die on that hill. The tweeted numbers. There was about 200 people who agreed with me.
I was
Um,
one of them. I was one of them. I believe I gave you a retweet on that. How?
yeah. So
What about Jay Cutler hitting the back of Alshon Jeffrey's helmet?
that's a good throw.
That's, that's a piss missile, dude.
It's a good quote. You should quote tweet that with the clip of that.
With yours, I got you.
I think there's a few. I mean, if we're gonna talk greatest throws in Bears history. There's a few that
Walter Payton's probably got one of them.
close. No,
Tariq Cohen's got one of them.
Tariq Cohen did drop it in a bucket to Zach Miller.
Mitchell Trubisky's third touchdown pass of the Tampa Bay game on the jet sweep.
Yeah. No, I want to say someone dropped in the comments that Josh McCown one, which I mean is so general, but I know exactly.
Oh, against the Cowboys?
Against the Cowboys too.
Yeah, that was sick. Because
McCown's like rolling left and throwing to the far side of the field, and it could not be a more perfectly placed ball.
No. That was an easier catch than DJ's too. I'll say that.
Yeah. Well, that's just because
in terms of ball placement,
at that point, like
that's true. That's true.
Just sticks his hands up and it's there.
It was like right. It is fucking.
That throws. I mean, that's a dot, but I mean, Caleb.
It's an asterisk throw.
Caleb is running full speed to the right. It's sort of like a
hot
chasing
his ass.
I don't know if it was Garrett on that.
Let's just pretend it was. I think it was.
I want to say protection was pretty good, and it was sort of a semi-designed rollout. But there was pressure on him, rolling full speed to the right, hot pass, and just slung it to the back of the end zone and between two guys through the wind in 1 degree weather. I mean, it just doesn't get much better. Now the Dallas game was also very cold. That's also one of the coldest games in Bears history. So Josh McCown also cold weather quarterback, but I'm taking Caleb's. Another one. Jay Cutler's against the Chiefs to Marquise Wilson. You know what I'm talking about? He sort of just.
I know he has a better one on the Broncos. He has a throw on the Broncos.
I mean, yeah, he has one on the Broncos. Yeah, it's insane. But that one against the Chiefs to Marquise Wilson is pretty cool.
I probably remember it.
It's not. It's very.
I think I do. Because I just remember those old Chiefs uniforms. Maybe Devin Hester had a kickoff return in that game.
No, it wasn't that. I know what. Devin Hester.
That one was really early. Yeah. That one was like 2009. But yeah. All right. I think it's at least on the Mount Rushmore, if not the GOAT.
Yeah, I mean I can only speak to recent, like, post 2020.
You know my favorite?
Haven't watched
my favorite one is
the
next one. Caleb Williams' next awesome throw. Yeah.
That's probably, if you ask Caleb Williams, he would probably say the same thing. Do you watch? I mean, I'm sure you saw the clip of the reporter.
I actually have a note on that.
We can get into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so in the post game press conference, the reporter asked Caleb Williams, like, was that an ill-advised throw? And he was like, "Nah, I can make any throw."
Okay, so
and like the room laughed, but Caleb was dead serious. It was
didn't laugh. No,
it was very much so the same vibe.
He knew it was cheeky.
Yeah. Same vibes as Ben Johnson with the reporter saying, "You guys need to be better." You think so? And
Oh, that one. Yeah. And she's like, oh,
halftime at the Raiders game. So
yeah,
very much so like some seriousness, confidence, a little bit of arrogance, which we're starting to see, which I kind of love. I kind of love it. I like
oh yeah. He's been
kind of
waiting on that.
it's kind of
He's smart
starting to
enough.
become a villain, and it's awesome. Never
So
had
I
it.
kind of have I have a little like two-part comment, I guess. First part is that he's always wanted to do this, but he's grown up in the media era, and he's also smart enough to know that like he didn't want to get nined, even though the nining wasn't a thing. Like he was smart enough to be like, I'm not gonna say this dumb shit. The one thing that he had was the punt thing, but that was a personal text message. So that's like a little bit different. He hasn't really been like a cocky dickhead to the media ever. And this was like the first sign of that, which first of all, very good. Like that. Second thought, okay? So there's 4 boxes of guys that make a comment like that, right? There's the guy that's him and he knows he's him. There's the guy that's not him, but he thinks he's him. There's the guy that isn't him and doesn't think he's him. And then there's the guy that is him but doesn't think he's him, right? So like JJ, like he thinks he's
not him, but thinks he's him, correct?
Which is you would argue the worst one, but that's actually in my opinion the second best one to be in. And then like you have like a Justin Herbert who he is him, but he kind of acts like he's not him, right? A little bit. And then you kind of just have like the Caleb who is him and acts like he's him. And then you have like I don't know.
I feel like Trubisky is a very not him. Doesn't
Trubisky,
yeah. Like because that's how I mean I was thinking a lot about that Caleb comment. And it's like we've never had a quarterback who sort of exudes that confidence. Like you had
McMahon, but
but like I remember Justin Fields like in the preseason, what the year before Caleb got drafted, and at training camp he got asked like, "Are you going to be the Bears' first 4,000-yard passer?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to do it." And it was just like, "No, you're not." Like,
it was so just like I don't care about this question.
Now that leans if it's like a political spectrum that leans more 9, like thinks he's him but is not him. But again, it's sort of it wasn't really said with the confidence of
on the political compass. It was like closer to the not thinking you're him side, but it was on like the also on the not him side, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So that's tough.
But no, I love it. I love seeing that Caleb is sort of owning it because like we're winning. You can. Mm-hmm. You absolutely have the right to. I mean, now you have to make the playoffs. You have to. You have 3 of your hardest games all year, back to back to back, with a chance to make the playoffs. You have to make it. Otherwise, you can no longer be making any of these comments.
Yep.
But as it stands right now, you come off that win. You make one of the best throws of the season.
You are also the least intercepted quarterback of all time.
Yeah. Well, I think
other than me,
we'll have to. Yeah. Well, I mean, I can't remember the last time I threw a pick, but I think that stat for the listeners, for my mom, my brother who don't know the stat, Caleb Williams threw 1,000. So throughout a quarterback's first 1,000 passes, Caleb's 12 interceptions are the fewest of any quarterback ever, which is pretty awesome. But the touchdown to interception ratio stat, which is like commonly measured, like Aaron Rodgers and Mahomes have the 2 best of all time. I think the minimum requirement for that is 1,500. So we'll see where Caleb is when he hits that 1,500 mark. I think he's pacing to be number 1 or 2, which
would be a good "what is the answer" question.
Yeah, it would be
12 out of 1,000. Non 5-star reviews on a mute elderly Uber driver who has ample charging options and also has water for you in the back.
Or 5-star reviews at Perea, the Greek restaurant down.
Roasted. Not a sponsor. Not a sponsor.
Don't go there. Don't go
Take your money and get 3 times the amount of food at Johnny's Beef.
Yeah, go to Johnny's. Go to Johnny's. I mean, the workers there, they're basically Greek. It's just to dig at Greek people. I like Greek people. Although someone at work,
official statement, Michael loves
Greek people, and I was like, "There's nothing wrong with Greek people."
Does he have an illiterate name? Like, is his first and last initial the same?
I don't know.
Of his content name?
No. But
Okay.
he's not a big fan of Greek people. I was like, oh,
Okay.
okay, dude. Uh
Interesting.
anyways.
Probably personal.
Yeah, but it's probably good. Well, yeah, he went to Greece and hated it. That was like his
Oh, okay.
just hated
That's
it.
his reasoning?
Yeah.
I thought he was at least gonna have some good like old political history with like Macedonia or something.
Just hated Greece. He doesn't like Europe.
Fair enough.
But yeah, Bears beat the Browns. Beat them down good. Beat their Doonies down.
Yep. The
And
Bears
now
hotter than Scott Daly.
hotter than Scott Daly.
I don't know if you saw this clip, but Scott Daly was hogging the Heat at the game. He was
Oh,
hogging the Heat fan.
because we didn't have to punt much. Actually, I think
It's
we
true.
punted a few times. But I mean, he was
Not much.
coming for PATs.
Mm-hmm.
But now we have a very big matchup on Saturday. Illinois State takes on Villanova in the FCS semifinals.
Ooh, shout out.
Kicks off at
Dude,
6:30, and then the Bears and the Packers kick off at 7:20. I mean, these are two of the biggest games in each of the program's history.
It's true.
On
That's
at
true.
the same time, which is gonna be pretty awesome.
What a day for Blono.
Blono, Bloomington Normal.
Yeah, that's what the streets call it.
Okay. See, I ain't familiar. I'm more of a Chambana type guy.
Chambana.
And
then there's
that's what they call it. That's how they pronounce it at Sig Row. That's for my
Chambana.
that's for my Illinois people will know. Illinois people know
That's
about
what people will get
Sig
it.
Row. Yeah.
Who controls the weather at Illinois, by the way? What frat was that one?
Yeah. It's actually not even a frat. It's not even a frat. I thought it, which is crazy.
All right. But Western Illinois, you know where that is?
Mm-mm.
It's in Macomb, Illinois.
Nice.
You know what's funny about Macomb? Town next door, like the next town over, is called Mabrush. Isn't that funny?
No, it's not.
I swear. It's a pretty cool fact. I don't know where Eastern Illinois is.
Macomb, Mapick, Mabrush.
Yeah, it's all around there.
But Bears Packers, a rematch. Bears lost 28-21 last time in Lambeau. Caleb threw a game-losing interception. This time things are different.
They're already coping.
Michael Parsons tore his ACL, so he is out for the year. And I mean, I could pull up the clip right now if I was able to find it, but that would genuinely take me like 30 minutes. But if you're a long-time listener of the show and you listen to our preseason predictions, you would know that when Graham and I previewed this game earlier in the year before the season kicked off, I talked about the impact of Micah Parsons. And I talked about injuries being a very real thing in the NFL. And the fact of the matter is we play the Packers very late in the season, like we currently are, and that there's a very real possibility that Micah Parsons may not even be available, which, I mean, the same was true for every player on the Packers and every player on the Bears. And there are bad times to tear your ACL, which is like any time during the football season, but then there are worse times, which is towards the end of a football season. This is about as bad as it gets for Packers fans. And I'm not taking a victory lap. I'm not celebrating. I think injuries, it's bad for the game. If the best players are out there, it's a better product. I had fun watching Caleb run away from Micah last time. Would have liked to see it again. But you
have
can't.
A take on injuries.
Okay.
So
one sec.
You got it.
But yeah, you can't understate how much of a loss this is for Green Bay, not only for this game, but for their franchise as a whole, because this was a move that was, we have a Super Bowl window, we're going after it. We talked about they're paying Jordan Love $50-something million and Micah $40-something million. And if a sixth of your cap is not on the football field, that's a big deal. So
and people who wear a sixth of a cap are not to be trusted.
Oh my god.
That's just a comment. That doesn't mean anything.
Because they be capping. They be capping.
Yeah,
That's why.
because they be capping.
Yeah, that's why. That's
That doesn't mean anything. It's just like LeBron, Capper.
What were you gonna say about injuries?
If you're playing Madden, right, and you're running franchise mode, and the team that you're playing gets an injury, are you happy about it
The team I'm playing gets an injury.
in Madden?
Yes, because it's inconsequential to
Right.
anyone real.
So like there is some like disconnect, like there's some like real thing where it's like you don't want to root for a human being to get injured, but in like a zero-sum situation, you always are gonna want the better players on the team you're playing to
To not be
get
playing.
injured, to not be playing, right? So I think as a football fan and as someone who, you know, looks up to the football gods, like Sonny Jurgensen, shout out Sonny Jurgensen. You have to like not root for injuries so that the karma doesn't come back to you and so that your
Correct.
team doesn't get injured.
Yes. That is
But
why I do not root
you're
for injuries.
you're allowed to be happy that Micah Parsons isn't playing against the Bears. It's a different mindset.
Correct.
But
I'd rather him not be playing because, he's getting like he got arrested for,
whoa.
going to his mistress's house and putting a butter
I
knife.
knew this was coming, bro. I knew it was coming.
But
I knew it was coming.
instead, he tore his ACL. So I wish him a fast recovery, and I hope he comes back. I hope he comes back as healthy as ever, but playing worse. Not because of the injury, just because he's worse. Because I don't want a better Micah Parsons. He's good enough.
He is very good. Dude, just him like sitting on the bench, like there's like the Shane. I don't know if you've ever seen the Shane Gillis bit about DK Metcalf, but it's like just you'll look that up if you haven't seen it, I guess. But he's just like a fucking mountain of a man. It's like unbelievable to look at him. It's just like, how are we the same species? Like that dude is just not like that, not like that. Just like it's crazy, bro. He's jacked, and his legs are so big. I don't know. It's crazy. And he moves so fast. Like I don't know. I'm Myron.
Yeah. So obviously, the Packers will be without Micah, but it also looks like the Bears will be without two of their top three receivers in Luther Burden and Roma Dunze, who have not practiced so far this week. It's a shorter week than usual because you play on Saturday instead of Sunday. So tomorrow, I believe, will be sort of the decider whether or not they'll play. Neither of them have practiced. Doesn't look like either of them are going to play. Dunze, I imagine, will be out until the playoffs.
That's
and it's just a matter of him not being on IR because you get to a certain point in the season where I think IR just becomes season ending. So, what are you smirking at, bro?
Nothing. I'm looking at something. Nothing. I'm gonna say something later.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, Rome's dealing with a stress fracture in his foot that was re-aggravated during warm-ups against the Browns, which is actually really bad because stress fractures typically just become fractures and then require surgery and are a long-term injury. So I don't think we're going to see much more of Roma Dunze, if at all, for the rest of the year.
Maybe his dad.
Even if we make the playoffs, yeah. At least we don't have fucking Christian Watson's dad in this fan base, but that's a whole nother story.
I still stand on the take that having a crazy dad is a good thing as a receiver.
I don't know. And then Luther Burden's dealing with an ankle. So
yeah,
you got a forecast or anything for this Bears game on Saturday? Any talk
weather?
Oh well, it's gonna be like 40 degrees. I believe no rain or anything at the moment. But
yeah, I got some like kind of just overall Bears notes and then some things that kind of probably set up the game a little bit. A question that's becoming scarily more relevant too. But basically, the first note I made from watching the film, there is a budding bromance between number 84 and number 58. That's my take. I really like it. When they're next to each other, they fucking maul people, double team city. They seem to have really good chemistry. They seem to bro it up. They seem to be guys that would like spend a Friday night together and drink a bunch of brews. I don't know. Something's there. I like it. Colson Lovell and Darnell Wright.
I feel so stupid for not being more in on Colson Loveland earlier because he's like quickly becoming one of my favorite one of my favorite players in this Bears offense.
Dog.
Uh,
He's a dog.
and I also said like, there's no way in hell I'd buy a Colson Loveland jersey earlier this year, and that like you could because he was a Michigan guy. Um, Although being a Michigan man means nothing now.
Oh my
Um,
god. I mean, it's fair point. I won't. I
um,
know what being a
but
Michigan man is, but Michigan men don't know what being Michigan men mean. We can talk about that for 2 days.
yeah, but Loveland is emerging as one of my favorite players. Very safe hands. I believe he has yet to drop a pass. He's had some broken up, but those are considered like contested catches. But yet to have any drops, which is exactly what you want
Another
to do for a young quarterback.
Another thing about him, I remember my freshman football coach, Frank Harlan-Bacchus, he said, let's get a chance to learn how to catch a football. And he said, and this is a good tip from him. You always want to have the diamond, right? You always want to have your thumbs pointed down. And Colson Loveland, even when that ball was like on the ground, he got his shoulders where they needed to be. He made the diamond. He caught that thing the right way. The one throw, I want to say it was against the Giants. It was the game where we were dropping everything. I forget what game that was. But
Yes, it was against the Giants. Caleb rolling
Caleb
left.
was scrambling. He threw the ball about as hard as he ever has all season.
Colson comes back.
Fingertips. Ooh. Ooh. Like safe hands. He makes the type of catches that are like consistent and show like good like fundamentals with catching the football. When other guys this season, and we love DJ for the most part, but like
catches it with his body too much.
Famous
Caught
drop
that
in the end zone.
touchdown pass with his body. It's like he
true.
caught it, but catch it with your damn hands.
Exactly. Right. So that's a note on him.
Luther Burden,
and
he's a guy who catches it with his hands.
It's true. He's also a guy that made the sickest 9-yard gain I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it was awesome. That was very, very, very fun.
Maybe you'd want to see a little bit of contact from the boy, but he gets nasty in the block game, so he's not afraid of it. I don't know why he kind of went down there though, but it's all good. No hate.
You have any predictions for this game?
For Packers, I think it's going to be like the opposite of last game. Like I think we both kind of know each other now, and I think it's basically going to be a coaching masterclass of who can get the ball last, because I don't think that either of these teams is going to miss a money drive. I don't think that this game is going to get out of hand for either team. Very losable when you're playing as good of a team as Green Bay, and they should think the same thing about us. The worry I have is Cairo's performance. Like I feel like this could be a very tactical game where you need to make big decisions on when you're punting and when you're kicking field goals, and our range is just like ridiculous. Especially with it coinciding with like fourth down range, like go for it distance.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think whoever gets the ball last is going to win. I hope that we get lucky and that's us. I'm going to say like 28, 27, 20, 28, 35, somewhere around there.
I like this to be a higher scoring game than last time. My biggest like question mark about the game is when are the points gonna get on the board? So like obviously in Green Bay we started off super slow, and now you're going into a game now without Micah Parsons, and
they're probably the worst D line we've played in like 10 weeks. I saw a tweet on that, and it's like facts.
So now you're going into a game against Micah Parsons, which you'd sort of expect that to be like, okay, you can start quick, but with the way last game went, like we started out poorly, and Ben Johnson is excellent with halftime adjustments, and we found an answer. What I worry about with this game now is that the scheme, like what they're going to have to do on defense, is going to be so different to anything that they've put on film so far this season that we might start off slow again.
That's fair. That's fair. It's a fair take.
So
I just think that we're going to be able to basically say screw you with the run game though, and just be like, stop hitting yourself, stop hitting yourself.
Yeah, that's my hope, because we didn't establish that at all in the first half. The first time around, I think you can do that a lot better now. But they did it a lot with stacked boxes, and as much as Micah is like a great defender, I don't know if like his impact
is Jerry Jones
specifically in the run game.
Yeah.
So either the Bears will start off hot and that will win us the game, or I think it'll be another slow start, not as slow as last week, hopefully, because I think you'll just still be able to get something without Micah being out there. And then again, some second half adjustments will have to, be good, which they've been excellent under Ben Johnson. And then you go and you win it in the second half uh, because you have a better idea of what they're doing. So
Fair.
I just don't know how they're going to start. I think I lean that they'll start hot because they sort of just have like a fire burning under their ass, and you want to punch them in the mouth because you didn't get the chance to do that last time.
Sure. I like it. Some more game notes and stuff.
I mean, I don't have too much else. I will say their right tackle has yet to practice. Zach Tom, who got hurt in the game against the Broncos. Christian Watson is expected to play, which is kind of shocking because he looked like he had a pretty bad injury.
Give him 3 players, bro.
He's
good though. I like Christian Watson actually.
But yeah, the loss of their tackle, obviously could help us generate pressure. I'll try to keep tabs on that
for sure. Yeah, and that's something we need. This is the question that's hopefully not going to be a huge deal, but could be kind of a big deal. 14 was the security blanket kind of earlier in the year. But with Luther out and Rome out last week, we saw a little bit of Duvernay, who isn't a wide receiver. But who do you want between those two guys getting more reps?
So Duvernay, honestly, in the I think he has 2 catches in the past 2 games. Both have been on scramble drills, and I honestly really like his attitude towards the scramble drill. But I think Oz is just knows the system a lot better, is really good in the run game. I hope that he is on the field more than Duvernay is, because I just don't have that much trust in Duvernay to be that guy consistently. And then honestly, if we get to see a little bit of Jade Walker,
that'd be sick.
I think he was
the smartest thing in the world. I think the smartest thing in the world would be we get to the 4-yard line and we just put Jade Walker in the game, and then they're gonna triple team him. No, and then we run, we do QB power left or something like that. But they're gonna be like, oh, this is so obvious. Or here's another good one. We run Jade Walker on a inconsequential trick play that we know we're gonna score on, and then whoever scores just gives him the ball and he does his dance. Because that shit's so electric. It's so electric.
Yeah. I hope we get to see some of him. I mean, honestly, I hope we don't, because that would mean Luther plays.
True.
But if they do not, then Jade Walker would be fun. But I don't have anything else on the game specifically. If you wanted to, I can hit you with that would you rather
hit me with the would you rather, because I think we'll more or less agree, but we'll have some.
I don't know. I'm interested to see what your take is on this. I can't remember what you tweeted. But Graham, would you rather, so assuming the Bears win this game against the Packers on Saturday, would you rather finish the season as the 2 seed and you host a wild card playoff game at home, realistically against Green Bay or Detroit if they make it in?
Mm-hmm.
Or would you rather be the 5 seed and play at the winner of the NFC South, whether that's Carolina or Tampa Bay?
I would lean towards being the host 2 seed.
So I'm in the same boat, because my reasoning is, if you win this weekend against the Packers at home and you get the chance to do that again in 3 weeks, I think you're far more confident going into that game. That means you won the division for the first time in 6 years, 7 years.
Damn.
Jesus. My bad.
That was you, by the way. That was a recorded version of you. I know that was.
It was not. It's
just it was.
The website. Yeah, rather than I like us to win against Tampa or Carolina, but being on the road for the rest of the playoffs would suck.
Yeah. if we're rooting, here's my take. If we're rooting for one playoff win, it's obvious what we want, right? But like a wild card win, while it would be electric as all heck, it just as equally sets up a chance to lose to the Packers, right?
Yeah.
Higher stakes game at Lambeau. And like I don't know. I mean, like it would be a good win. Like it would be fun to be playing football in January. That means something. But I just think like it's not, the juice isn't worth the squeeze on that versus the electricity that it would be to have the Bears playing a playoff game at Soldier Field. Like that, I feel like that is something that even if they lose, even if they lose or they win, like that'll always be an experience for a young Bears coach and quarterback that they can be like, this is worth it. Like we have, like, you know what I mean? Like the city will just be on fire. It will be awesome. So I think that will kind of be like just worth it in itself, even if we lose. Also, if we lose this weekend, you never want to play a team 3 times. That's an old football adage.
You never beat a team 3 times.
You never beat a team 3 times. Yeah, exactly.
We already lost once. I didn't even consider if you're the 5 seed and you win that wild card game, realistically, you're going to play. You might play a 2 seed Packers team in the next round at Lambeau, regardless.
Right.
Which that would be the worst. That's
the darkest timeline.
So I agree. I think I'm taking a 2 seed Bears team. Give me the Packers at home, assuming you win. I mean, you have to win this game for that scenario to even possibly play out. So
yeah, another schizo take, but if you win that playoff game against the, NFC South or whatever, you're gonna get a worse draft pick by like 2 or 3 or 4 slots.
I guess I'm not thinking about the draft for the first time in.
I'm just saying,
in years. I'm not thinking about the draft.
We're thinking about playoff seeding instead of draft lottery.
I'm thinking about the big one. I think the NFC is as wide open. I think the NFL in general is as wide open as it's ever been. I mean, quite literally, I think since I can't really like specifically recall any years since 2018 where like
the year before Mahomes. It was, or like the year after. It was like the year that like the Patriots had just lost to the Eagles.
Yeah, there was that. Well, that was 2018. That's what that was.
So that was the year that he got drafted. But then he got
drafted in 2017. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was his first year.
I would say the only other year is like the Rams. No, because even when the Rams beat the Bengals, I picked the Rams to win the Super Bowl like the previous February as soon as they traded.
They were really good, and also the Patriots ended up winning that Super Bowl, right? Or are you talking about you're talking about Rams Bengals Super Bowl?
Rams Bengals Super Bowl.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean 2018 was Rams Patriots, and like neither of those teams I feel like people felt like were teams that deserved to be in the Super Bowl. Everyone wanted like either Saints Patriots because you would have gotten Brady Breeze, Rams Chiefs, which would have been a rematch of the game earlier this season, the Monday night shootout, or Saints Chiefs, which would have been pretty cool. Breeze versus Mahomes. Instead we got like the worst option,
the darkest timeline.
That Super Bowl sucked. So I mean, I hate that I'm drawing parallels to that season because it ended so horribly for the Bears, but
I mean, we're a really solid team. One phase of the ball was arguably the best in the league at certain aspects of the game, and we had a bad kicker. I don't know. It's kind of similar.
Yeah. And we could possibly play the Eagles in the playoffs again.
I'd be fine with that.
I would also be fine with that. But just imagine.
I mean, I would be nervous as all heck, but I'd be excited to be nervous.
Yeah, my body is like not ready to handle high stakes football games.
It's true.
Like I think like versus the Packers the first time around, like it still sort of felt like playing with house money, so I wasn't like super. I don't know. I wasn't really nervous or like anxious while the Bears were playing. Now, this weekend, like I couldn't fall asleep last night. I was just sitting in bed thinking about the game, and I was just getting nervous. The sleep servers were full. Dude.
That's like it's cheeky.
Yeah, I saw that on Reels today.
I like that. I like that. I got a couple more quick questions for you, and then I got a quick question, and then I got like a thing that we can talk about a little bit longer. Okay, so this one. Wait, tell me if you pick up. That's out. Shout out Miggy. He loves that one.
Question.
But yeah, tell me if you're picking up the vibe on this one. All right. So I got 3 players for you. One of them you're giving a lifetime contract to. One of them you're giving them a 1-year contract, and the other one you're cutting.
Okay.
Very similar to maybe some other games you've played.
Do I get all 3 of them at once, or I have to like assign one as soon as I get it?
No. I'll give you all 3 of them at once. All right. So our first player, none other than Nashawn Wright.
Okay.
Our second player, none other than Chauncey Gardner-Johnson.
Okay.
And our third player, none other than DeMarco Jackson.
Oh, this is too easy.
All right. What do you want to do?
I'm cutting DeMarco Jackson. As good as he's been, he's not worthy of a lifetime contract and not worthy of a 1-year contract over Nashawn or Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. And
Okay.
I'm giving the 1 year to Chauncey because he's not particularly young. And while he's good, I don't think his level of play is like just. I think his level of play is like sustainable enough for a year, but I also think it's like super replaceable. And then I'm just going to give a lifetime contract to Nashawn Wright for vibes. And I think he's like has the highest ceiling out of all 3 of those guys. I mean, he's like 6'4", and he's damn near leads the league in receptions.
I was gonna put Booker in there instead of DeMarco, but I feel like Booker
would have gotten cut to me too.
Really?
Yeah. See, again, for the same reasons. As far as like he's good, is playing well. I don't think that, but I think it's like a replaceable.
He's okay.
Replaceable
what I'll say about Book is he's replaceable, but that position you want dudes at. You want like backup dudes at too.
I guess.
More so than like a nickel or a cornerback. I feel like those guys can play every snap, and nickel doesn't obviously even play every snap.
Yes, but in the case of the 2025 Chicago Bears, our corners have been significantly more impactful than our D line.
Yeah, but this is lifetime. This is the Bears in 10 years when we have 2 Pro Bowl cornerbacks.
I mean, I don't know how much better Austin Booker is gonna get.
I think he's gonna be good. I think he's gonna be really good.
I'm
putting chips on him.
I just don't think he's gonna get enough.
I got a lot of 9 stock and I got a lot of Book stock.
I'm a big fan of Austin Booker too. I just don't know if like the Bears will be the team that he ends up becoming great on, because I think edge rusher is going to be a huge priority in this offseason. And unless we let Montez Sweat walk, which I don't think we're going to, barring something that I'm unaware of, I think we either draft or we trade for a pretty dominant edge who takes Booker's spot. So he'll still get reps, but maybe not enough to become that guy, you know. So I don't know.
A dominant edge that could become that guy. I think that is something that we could look for. It's hard to find though. Going forward in the Ben Johnson era, do you think we are going to be more of a pass team or a run team?
I think that if you ask Ben Johnson that, I think he would laugh at you. I think he would. I think he would tell you that's a stupid question, and you're completely misunderstanding what the Ben Johnson era is all about.
Nope, that's not true, because what are the Lions known as?
I wouldn't consider them to be necessarily a strong rushing or a passing team. I think they've been both.
Dude, they're definitely a run team versus like the Chiefs are definitely a pass team versus like the 49ers are definitely a run team versus like
I think
the
last
Bengals
year
are definitely a pass team.
Here you could have considered the Lions more of a better passing team, although they do have good passing backs. But Jared Goff also put up games where he threw for damn near 500 yards or went 100% completion. So
yeah, but why was that? He wasn't like doing anything like that crazy. I mean he's good at what he does, but
I think the Bears scheme is always built upon the run game and making it look exactly the same as the pass and the play action game. But you will never see the Bears become one or the other. It will always be both. And like the marriage of that is what
You
makes
have
Ben
to be
Johnson
both.
scheme Ben Johnson.
I agree, but you have to be better at one or the other. Like that's actually like you actually have to be. You
I mean,
can't be
you will
perfectly.
be numbers wise no matter what.
No, you not even numbers wise, just everything wise. Like you have to be better at one or the other. That's how things work.
I would
Unless they're the
say
exact same.
the Bears will be, I think out of 10 years, the Bears will have a better passing offense in 6 of them.
Okay.
Because I have
That's fair.
a lot of faith in Caleb Williams developing under this system and becoming so dominant that his passing numbers will be better than however good our rushing numbers have been.
Okay. Also, another thing, and this is like further down the road, but like if you have a top 5 quarterback, you have to become like one or the other, and it's pretty much always a passing team. But they just get too expensive.
But even if Caleb were to develop into a top 5 quarterback, you think we would just abandon the run?
No, I'm not saying we're abandoning the run. We're still going to be like one of the better teams in the league at running the ball. I just think that like we're going like our game plan will hinge more upon our pass game being dominant than our run game being dominant.
I don't know.
Like if you're playing the league's best defense, their game plan is going to be like we're going to make them run the ball against us type of thing. We're gonna like take away the pass to the best of our ability.
I think that the best season of the Lions offense, which was last year, you saw both things humming in full force. I think that's the future of the Bears offense. And it's not, you're not like, you're just both.
That's a bright future. That's a bright future.
Offense. I don't think you can pick between pass or rush.
I'm not asking this question to Ben Johnson, by the way. I'm asking this question to X/Michael M Valenzano 2202. Follow.
Hey. Do you struggle with reading people's usernames? Like you struggle with words
dude,
already.
I can't fucking read
people's usernames are like
there's I don't read words.
Not often like
words, bro.
Names and words. So
are usernames
really like particularly tough for you?
Yeah, I also like
you just do it based
usernames
on
and like dude, like huh?
Do you just do it based on profile picture?
Yeah, profile and like musical artists, like I'll be like, oh yeah, I have like 30 songs saved by this guy. And I'll be like, his name starts with an S. There's like, I think
there's a Y, and it's just Spotify.
I'll be like, yeah, there, and then I'll just like, I'll like be able to go to the playlist and find him, but like, I'll just look at the name and like, I'll know how to phonetically kind of say it, but like spelling it, no chance. Like maybe I'll know how to phonetically say it. Do you want to touch on stadium? Did we touch on stadium news?
No, we did not. This happened literally like 30 minutes before we started recording. Kevin Warren announced that the Bears are now exploring options in Northwest Indiana for the new Chicago Bears stadium because state legislature in Illinois refuses to sign a mega project tax bill, which would help support the infrastructure, around the stadium. So they claim it's not a leverage play. That's all it is. It's a leverage play. But there are, still real chances that they could end up in Northwest Indiana. It's just another fucking, to me, it's a nothing burger. Like, I really don't think like anything is going to come out of it other than maybe like Illinois starts to renegotiate, but it's just pissing me off. Like every time we get stadium news, it's bad. And it's just like,
is Kevin Warren Randall Thimes?
Kevin Warren might be Randall Thimes.
If you don't know who Randall Thimes is, go to my beautiful Twitter and look at the video that I posted. Or just look up Randall Thimes. Or look up Day in the Life of a Fortune 500 CEO.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, I actually have one more game note. And I thought this was funny. Because it was my favorite play call of the game, but it ended up going for -2 yards. So
was this the screen?
Yeah. So the Browns went the turnover to like the DeMarco Jackson pick. Next play,
Caleb threw the touchdown, yeah.
And then they drive down the field, the Browns do. another turnover, Jalen Johnson, right? That was on the next drive. And then so like the play coming out after that, we ran a nice screen play. And it went for -2, but like I love the idea of like turnover, huge play touchdown, turnover. Now we go screen on you. You know what I mean? Switch it up on them.
Gotta keep him guessing. Gotta keep him guessing.
Yeah. But I thought that was a nice play call. It went for -2, but yeah, okay. Now I have a question for you. Like a proposed question, right? All right. So in football, right, you got your offense, your defense, your special teams. You've got a few other groups of 11, though. You got your hands team, right? If you're returning an onside kick, you put your boys out there for your hands team, right? I don't know if you remember, you probably do, against the Vikings in our first game of the season. We had 2 plays technically at the end of the game to go 80 yards in one play, essentially. Mm-hmm. And we put out kind of like a skill position team.
Yeah. Right? The entire offensive line outside of Drew Dahlman were skill position players.
Right. So at the end of the half of this game against the Browns, we ran a little trick 'em, dick 'em lateral type shit.
Yes, I forgot about that. It was awesome.
It was a little bit like, like it was kind of like, a guy is like really proud of doing like 10 pull-ups, and then you do like 12 pull-ups next to him and like don't break a sweat, and you're kind of like, watch out, pal. Like that, you don't know what I could do. Like it was, we didn't really show off the full artillery, but it was nice. But it raises the question: who do you want to see on your all lateral team? Who do you want to see on the? We got to score on this play. We're out of Hail Mary range.
This is specifically drawing up a lateral, like on the Bears roster.
On the Bears roster.
I mean, Luther Burden has to be out there. I think you have to take Cole, you have to take Loveland, you have to take your starting 5 skill position players. Obviously, Caleb's out there, but Cole Kmet needs to be out there because he has a cannon. So if you lateral, like, he can switch field like nobody else.
Yep. And he also probably has. I think he's the first overall pick on this team because he's a great blocker, great arm, great IQ. Not afraid to jump on a loose football if it needs to be done. Like, he's just everything. He's
then Luther has to go too because elusiveness first step. Like
Luther is
the team and all of that.
If it's a 1 versus 11, if one guy's got to make 3 dudes miss to score a touchdown, Luther's your guy on our team.
I mean, you're kind of just picking from the litter after that. I don't really know if you go. I think Kyler is a fun one because he sort of matches that Luther Burden as far as like the agility and the just like the physical aspects of when you just have the ball in your hands. What can you do? Maybe Kevin Byard. Kevin Byard would be like a fun one. Sort of has like good field vision on returns.
It's true.
And just has like a veteran heady guy. But and then you sort of DeAndre Swift obviously needs to be out there. And I don't like the idea. I don't love the idea of Kyle Monangai because he's a little smaller. But like if you get down within like 10-yard line. And you just need someone to run over people, like Monangai's your guy.
Okay.
But I don't know if he's like the best dude to throw a ball to. So
and then I think you got one more spot.
I think you just have to go Duvernay.
Okay.
Because you just sort of have like that open field kind of kick return-esque type football being played where it's just
he was my first guy off.
Go and get in the end zone.
He was my first guy off.
He does not make the roster.
He might make the roster. There's kind of a stip. There's a little bit of a stip, a little bit of a wrinkle. He would make maybe one of my rosters. But I have a few things that I wanted to bring up. So first of all, have you ever played Madden Gauntlet? You got to go through like 50 levels. There's one level where you got to be an offensive lineman and block for your running back, and you got to like pancake 4 guys. So I'd want Darnell to snap the ball for that reason because maybe he could take out a few dudes while he's running downfield. I don't think that hurts,
Just having one lineman.
Like literally.
So am I not allowed? So like I could have Drew Dahlman, obviously, because someone needs to snap the ball.
Well, yeah, whoever can snap the ball. But I mean, I'm just saying Darnell snaps the ball because like assuming that we're not setting up for like a really deep throw, it's more of an intermediate throw. He could kind of like maybe block somebody or do something like that. And he's, if you watch the socials, he's got hands, right? So actually under center, I don't want Caleb. Under center, I want Bajan because I want Caleb more in the action downfield of the lateral.
Oh, you're getting him out at wide
I'm
receiver.
getting him involved.
You're going to a quarterback.
I'm having him as either the first receiver of the pass, and then the play starts there, or he's the second receiver, like the first lateral receiver, and the play kind of starts there. So that's another one that I like. And then I think Nashawn, just want to shout him out. He might have to be on the Hail Mary team. I don't know if he totally makes this team, but
Hail Mary team, I think, yeah, he'd be pretty good. Tall, great hands.
Yeah. So I don't know. He could maybe find his way on this team. And then the Duvernay slot, it's either Duvernay or a different guy. And it depends on if it's the end of the half or if it's the end of the game. If it's the end of the game, you don't care about giving up a touchdown. So you put Duvernay in because he's the better offensive threat. But if it's the end of the half and there's like a small chance that they return it for a touchdown for some whatever reason, I think, and there could be better guys, but maybe Jonathan Owens gets out there. Because I think he's just a guy that would be the dude that makes the play. He's fast as hell. If the ball gets kicked weird and some guy picks it up, I think he could tackle him. So that's the all lateral team.
Nice. Well, I don't have anything else. You got a desk item? I have an honorary desk item. I don't have it with me, but I want to share. I want to share a photo. Of
share a photo. Do you want me to share mine in the meantime?
I think you know what's coming.
Do I?
See if this comes up.
Oh, I do know. Yeah. Epic.
We have a 1 of 1.
When you first tweeted that you were painting a Billings ornament, I was like, hey, now, be careful.
This is a 1 of 1 Andrew Billings Christmas ornament made by yours truly, hand painted. This is like genuinely like one of my favorite things I've ever made. The number font is spot on.
It is pretty good. Did you go big orange and then over it in white?
No, I went. You can
outlined it.
You can see the process on Twitter, but I went, white and then.
Oh yeah, you did go white all the way.
Yeah, I went white and then I painted around the white with a very small paintbrush, hand painted. Nice. This is done with paintbrushes.
With care and love.
That's pretty fucking sick. I mean, I had to outline the text.
And this B is
small.
crazy.
This is small.
The B is one of the hardest letters you could have given yourself.
And the G
ain't no walk in the park. And N's pretty easy. N would be like the second hardest cookie in Squid Games. S would be the third hardest cookie in Squid Games. G would be the hardest one, and then the I would be easy.
This is just, I love it. It's awesome. I have it up on my desk at work now. So it is a desk item. It's just not at this desk.
Wait, it's got to find its way to a tree, though.
I don't have a tree
on your desk.
I have a tree at my house right now.
No.
We have a tree at Emily's. It might go up there. So that's my honorary, my desk item of the day. Very happy, very proud of it.
Nice. I have one. It's actually, this would be sick if he's watching, but I have a Christmas present for one of our loyal viewers.
Who
owns a fish tank? Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I know. Is this for?
It's for Aiden Michael Schmidt.
Nice. That is
not awesome. To rip his full government name on the podcast, but
I'm pretty sure that's just his Instagram handle.
It is, so yeah, that's fair enough. He did it to himself. His old Instagram handle, if you remember,
football guy, Mr. Football 34.
Yeah, Mr. Football, which ambiguously Indian. So shout out Aiden. Mr. Football could definitely be a 2025 Indian guy.
Could be. But I don't have it's very good. It's Krusty Krab for the people listening.
Krusty Krab.
For the people who are driving and watching on
No, the people who drive and listen to our podcast know the method where you put it on the windshield and then it reflects.
Yeah. They see it.
Or they just be right here.
Yeah.
And they know what I'm saying because they're right here. We don't even need to elaborate on it.
But yeah, I think that's all. Bears play Saturday. Hopefully they win. If you're going back-to-back episodes, you'll find out very quickly what our mood is.
That last time that happened. What happened the last time you said that?
I think was
the Vikings game. We're either going to be really happy. Yeah, it was like
I thought it was the
last time of the year to be a Bears fan. Yeah, because we recorded literally right before the game.
I take that back. Don't watch back to back. If you're watching this and there's another episode out,
Watch that one.
Don't watch that one yet. Watch the Bears Packers game. If it already aired, rewatch it,
Oh,
and then you can watch the following episode. That should
okay.
undo the jinx.
Okay.
You got anything else for the people?
How the hell would you ever go see a 3D movie?
I've seen a 4D movie, by the way.
I mean,
And you go because it's awesome.
It pokes you. That's
why.
different. I never said. First of all, don't put words in my mouth. I said 3D movie. Now 4D movies are sick. But why the fuck would you go and see a 3D movie? It's stupid.
I don't know. Maybe because you just watched 1D and 2D. You're trying to see the sequel. It's a trilogy.
Ooh, that's an acceptable option.
You're watching a movie called 3D. But if you're going to see 3D in 3D, not the play. But if you're seeing 3D and 4D, acceptable.